So, Christmas album, how did you choose the tracks?
Blimey.
They're difficult questions today, aren't they?
How do we choose the tracks?
Actually,
it was a common denominator of tunes that we were. Well, actually, we were down in Cornwall and we were given a lot of material by a lady down there called Linda Collins, who seems to collect, in particular, Cornish carols. And we sat trying to kill time one day and went through a whole load. And she lent us quite a few as well.
Quite some
which
rare
are
books,
books away, yeah. And I think funny enough, we did have more or less the same taste. So
or the same lack of taste.
Or lack of taste, yeah. So in the end, I think it's sort of pared down to a few from that collection, plus some you knew.
And and I went through my carol books and things at home, and I mean, actually, not all of the songs are religious. There are a couple of sort of secular, wintry numbers. So one of them was a song that I found on the Voice of the People CD box set of field recordings, sung by Walter Pardon in the 1950s, and another one's from the Penguin Book of Canadian folk songs, which has been out of print for a long time. So actually, apart from the sort of body of stuff, which is Cornish and Breton as well, we found some stuff in English. We found things from sort of all over the place as well.
I think the intention as well was to make it more of a winter CD as opposed to just Christmas. We're trying to find things that would fit that criteria as well.
Yes, carols have got quite a big sort of folk background, really. So did you find it quite easy to find stuff and to work out arrangements for it?
Yeah, it wasn't difficult to find material. In fact, at one point it took me about 2 days to whittle down material to an album's length. But I think obviously a lot of carols that, as you say, have traditional roots are very well known. So what we tried to do on this album is find a balance between unfamiliar and familiar stuff. So the song we just did, the Sands Day Carol, and Tomorrow Should Be My Dancing Day, those are the two, both from Cornwall, that are well known, I'd say, or pretty well known. And the other stuff is a little bit more obscure.
And when did you record it?
Well, I did mine in May. My part's in May, and I think I did yours in June.
Well, I did some stuff with Paul in May, and then in June I went to Cyprus, and I recorded the Christmas album 40 degrees centigrade.
In the swimming pool.
In the swimming trunk.
Spent some of the gargling on there,
actually. Just really out of sheer perversity.
So how did you get into the Christmas spirit?
Oh, humbug.
I can't remember. What is Christmas spirit?
I drank a lot of raki in Cyprus. That's Christmas spirit, isn't it?
We were in Turkey the week before, so
that's
we had quite a lot there as well.
Raki there,
yeah. So.
And
is this going very well for you, by the way?
It's good. And you worked with Brandon Kelly and Pete Flood on the album as well. How was that?
Same as usual, really.
We need some names.
Yeah. No, it was good. We thought we'd change the colour of this album a bit from stuff we'd done before. We had guests on a long time ago on some of our albums, but not over the last few years. So we got Brendan in to play bass clarinet, and I played some cor anglais on this album, which I've not done before. So that I thought I made quite a nice texture, and then Pete added some of his usual sort of fairy dust of slightly eccentric percussion. Still wasn't loud enough to drown out the accordion.
Bad luck.
Your gigs are renowned for being quite humorous. Do you search for material with comic potential, or is it kind of a natural byproduct of performing live together?
Bit of both, actually, do you think?
I don't think we should talk about natural byproduct, actually. Not after last night.
No. I think some of the ideas come from nowhere, just driving along sometimes, think of some of my work and then we try it out. I think sometimes we have a skeleton of what we're going to do and it sort of gradually evolves as we go along. So, but sometimes it's planned and other times it's not.
We used to play for a lot of so-called social dancing, which is sort of historic play football type stuff. And we'd often have to play the tune through 20 times on the same tune, so we'd start putting in nursery rhymes and silly little songs and stuff, just to keep ourselves entertained because we're bored quite easily. And so that was another strand of the so-called humour.
So that's where things like the Wombles come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of tunes that sound like other tunes, and I think that's what happens. We just pick them out.
When did the Swanee Whistle first enter your repertoire, and how?
I think it was during my probation. I don't know, I've had it for years actually. I think, that came out, and it was in a dance, wasn't it? In a social dance at a festival or something.
It was actually, and they're still talking about it because it was one of their favourite tunes, and I do remember it because someone mentioned it very recently. It was a tune on one of our social dance CDs, one of the Kynaston albums called Orange Man.
Oh, is it that one?
Yeah, and they love that tune, and it's just one of these cliched 18th century tunes, and we did the dance through once, as we normally do over, I think it was.
About 9 times through the tune.
Yeah, and then they said, do you want to change it and we'll do it again? So the thought of doing it another 9 times was, so we got the Swanee Whistle out and played the whole thing on Swanee Whistle, which we thought was hysterically funny. And a part of the dancers thought it was quite funny. Majority were just horrified. Because it spoils a good tune for them, and actually that was it. So we realised we'd offended some people.
I think it made the
we just keep it in.
Yeah.
And do you have any kind of inspirations on the sort of the humour side?
People inspire us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a great fan of Dad's Army and
Yeah.
Les Dawson. You can tell from Paul's playing technique. You like Liberace, don't you?
Yeah, I love him. Well, he's dead now, but yeah. No,
Victor Borger.
Victor Borger, I think, was always childhood sort of hero, and I think the rest of it is much our own sort of inventions.
We do like a bit of Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, don't we?
Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah.
and
I
Radio
think it's slightly
4.
anarchic.
Radio 4, sort of, sorry I haven't a clue, and things like that. Because we're quite intelligent and we listen to Radio 4. One of those statements is untrue.
And you've worked with children in schools as well.
Amazing,
How's
isn't
that?
it, really? Perhaps
Should
she's
be on the
last term.
internet. Should be on the internet. It's true. Yeah. Next question.
Well,
And old people as well.
we
worked
worked
in
at
schools.
We worked at a school in Gloucestershire, and we did a couple of hours with the kids doing sort of chorus songs and clapping, and might have done some dancing, I can't remember. And you did a sort of hairdressing.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I did some martial arts.
Yeah.
And then at the end of these 2 hours, the headmistress stood up in front of the children and she said, "Now, what do we say to these 2 gentlemen who've entertained us?" And this kid at the back, his hand shot up and he said, "Stop!" That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And what do you want Santa to bring you this year?
Oh, heavens. Wish we'd known that question in advance. Actually, I need some more central heating. Do you think you can manage that? Yeah? Good.
More central heating.
Yeah, the one I've got doesn't work very well.
Oh,
It's starting to come through one of my ceilings, I noticed.
really?
Yeah.
That's not good at all.
No.
I'd like a greenhouse.
You do want a cooker, do you? Because I've got a spare one.
How big?
Yeah, I've got an Arga companion cooker.
Oh, really? How big is it?
Not that big.
Paul gave me a Dyson recently.
I did.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
I cleaned it out actually.
Oh, did you? That's good. What did you find in there?
Well, I couldn't work out whether they were dog hairs or human hairs.
Yeah. Oh, it's a tricky one.